Seinfeld, our PE teacher, who taught the girls the dance, and they did a marvelous job. Welcome, and now I'd like to ask Batya to address the students for a few minutes, please. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Mazel tov. I know you all came out here today and took time off from work to hear me talk. I'm sure. But in honor of the wonderful students that are here, you really don't need to hear anything from me, because I think what you see in front of you really says it all. I just want to share a short Torah from the Parsha that I think relates well to today's event, today's graduation. And just want to say that about a week and a half ago, was the 8th grade graduation. The girls graduated, and right now they're in Eretz Yisrael. And I'm just telling everyone here that it's a few blinks of the eye before your children are going to be 8th graders. Cherish every moment of your children and hug them tight and enjoy them, because they grow up so quickly. You get so much nachas from them. This week's Parsha Korah, the Parsha begins by telling us about the unfortunate rebellion of Korah and his followers, and then following that event, Hashem wants to give the Jewish people one final sign that Aaron HaKohen was his selection, his personal selection, to be the Kohen Gadol. And Hashem tells Moshe to tell every Shevet to take a staff, a stick, to put that stick in front of the Ohel Moed, in front of the Mishkan, and in the morning there will be a miracle. The one who Hashem chooses to be Kohen Gadol, that stick is going to grow almonds and flowers. And so it was in the morning. The pasuk tells us, "V'hinei parach mate Aaron lebeit Levi," that Aaron's staff blossomed. Vayetze perach, a blossom came out. Vayotzei tzitz, and a bud grew, vayigmal shkedim, and almonds bloomed on the staff. Now, I'm not a botanist, but according to Chazal and according to what I've read and understand, it's impossible. Usually when almonds grow, the blossoms fall off, and then the almonds grow. You don't find a tree with the blossoms and the almonds. But here, for some reason, God made the miracle such where the blossoms and the almonds were on the tree at the same time. What is the significance of this? Why did Hashem make the miracle in this very way? And secondly, then Hashem tells Moshe to take this staff and to put it, of all places, in the Aron, in the Ark, in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. What is the significance of that? So very briefly, Moshe Feinstein tells us that there's a big lesson here for all of us. And that is that the almonds represent the actual mitzvah or the actual Torah learning itself. That's the fruit. That's the main thing. The ikar is the almond, the Torah learning and the mitzvah. But lest you think that the effort or the toil or the work that goes into producing that mitzvah or Torah learning, lest you think that's not important, Hashem made the blossom remain on the staff. That blossom, that is the harbinger, the beginning, the thing that brings on the almonds, that stayed on the staff to teach us that all the effort that goes into doing mitzvah, all the effort and the work that goes into learning Torah, that is equally kodesh, that is equally important. That stays on the staff, and that along with the almond goes into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Your children here, your beautiful children, are standing at the threshold of their future in Torah learning. They're going to be learning Chumash next year, and then Rashi and Sharashim and Yediyot Klaliot and Navi. More homework, yes. But they're going to be growing in Torah. But we must not forget that while that is Kodesh, what about the preparation that went into making them reach this point? The effort and the toil that brought them to the portal of Torah. We must never forget what they learned in 3:1. And we must all never forget the work and the love and the toil that went into these children this year by Nora Pesci and her assistants. Please give them a very big So with a dual message. One is our Talmidim and all the parents should fully appreciate all the effort that went into this point, but also to realize that the effort in the future that goes into your Torah learning and your mitzvah observance, that too is Kodesh HaKadoshim. Enjoy much nachas and enjoy the rest of the show.
Sarah's happy road, we did get, and all the myths that we did accept. Come over, stay for the over, it's the love that reminds us of the spring of sun that we learned from every empty one. It was all the very, very best when we all told you made me rush to come to you right away. That's what the power of the last day. Where you should smile like a different see that the five mountain that is the Torah that we learned from our mom. Keep it up at 8, our favorite trees stay. That's what the Torah does expect. When our parents call us, right when we must come, if the letter bring is from. Lesson, how we should never be taught how to be holy, we do see. We learn Torah so much better, so out of the subject of hopes and flutter. And that is for the mitzvah that we carefully do. You always act nicely and do a good deed. So no let of Union and Yeshua 102. Miles Randall, 15 to name on you. Every minute and every hour, we see Hashem's great power. No different miracle, we simply are, and no delicate is what we must say. Free everybody that you see, with a face that's smiley, the letter is not what you that you separate party, yeah, most people sure do. The greatest man of all, and most I was his name. He was humble, and you should do the same. I'm for now, being humbled is the way to learn and keep the Torah. before the Torah, we would always learn. It could be our only concern. Learn before the Torah every day and every night. It could try to do that right. Now we are finished. We will say goodbye to teach you about us. We did start. We are the Aleph and we are the key to learn the Torah and its beauty. I hope you enjoy this wonderful show. And now to first grade, I'm ready to go to continue my path of Torah learning. I am forever and ever young.
Welcome. I mean, this is sort of the end of the play already, but welcome anyway. I want to take a few minutes to, first of all, thank Morachana, who was my right hand. So much. Morasora, who just joined us right before Shavuot. And girls, you did a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. I'm just going to speak for a few minutes because I think what I have to say is quite important. Usually I don't do this, but it's just gotten to me. But here we are, sending our children to a beautiful yeshiva, teaching our children Torah, mitzvot, and having wonderful values. And some of these values can just change like that by just watching one TV show. And even if you don't have a TV, someone in the neighborhood, your neighbor has a TV, a girl in the class has a TV, it comes back into the classroom, and it really makes a very big difference on it impacts the children and how they behave and how they act. And in this week's parsha, we see and we learn how Korach influences his neighbors to follow him along and rebel against Moshe. And it says, Oy la Rasha v'oy la Shechina. Oy is to a Rasha and O it's to the neighbors who join up with them. Baruch Hashem, we try to protect our children. We send them to our Jewish schools and we teach them the values. But it takes just one bad neighbor, let's say, one bad thing to just really make the difference in how the child will end up. So I beseech of you, we try to give them all we've got. We teach them all about the mitzvot. We sing these songs that we learn about Torah and mitzvot and chesed and kindness and how to behave as a bat Yisrael and how to act as a true Torah Jew. And over the summer, some of you just might say, it's the summer, it's vacation. Please, you spend all this money to make sure that we're giving them the values that they need. Please just monitor even the simplest shows are really not as appropriate for the children as you think they are. And the little nuances that they come across in the shows. And I know that it's just, it's easy because you put them in front of a TV, sometimes it keeps them busy. But if you can try to just do something more creative and just, because, they work so hard to come this far, and then in the summer, if they don't incorporate those values and live the life of a real Torah Jew, it just makes it much more difficult in first grade, and even afterwards, because once you take one step backwards, it's 2 steps forwards that you have to take. So I ask of you, please, just enjoy your children. Give them the freedom of doing imaginative, creative things. And thank you for listening. And I just want to also say that listen to the rest of the show. And there's going to be a party. Thank you, Mrs. Seifert. Tomorrow, the girls are going to be recording their davenings that they do from the every morning. And Mrs. Seinfeld is going to help us out with that. And as a memory, if you'd like, you can purchase it for any price that you want, and we'll give the money for tzedakah. So it's going to be like a memory thing that you can have as your children singing. And what we're also going to do is hopefully, I explained to the girls, there's this organization in New York that before a child enters into a hospital, a young child, there's this group of women that put together a basket full of all homemade toys and games and pillowcases and nightgowns and stuff so that the children, when they come to the hospital, they will feel more comfortable than just having a stark white pillowcase or just a hospital nightgown. So I was speaking to the person who heads this, and I said, you know what? Why not send them a tape of little children singing special songs about different mitzvot, especially if they're in a hospital missing out on some of the songs and things that they learn in their class. So what we're going to also do with the tape is send it to New York, and then they're going to make copies of it and give it out to the children who need to have it, as a keeping them busy in the hospital for a couple of days while they're there. So it's a dual-purpose CD that, thank you, Mrs. Seidenfeld, who's going to do it with us. And you can give it to Mrs. Seidenfeld, and we'll give it to Tzedakah afterwards. And now I would like to call on Mital. Please come up. Elisheva Zisquat.